Good day. Today's readings are from the letter of Jude, verses 17 and 20 through 25. Jude's urgent, loving charge to the faithful to build themselves up in holy faith and trust in the one power that keeps them from stumbling. And from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verses 27 through 33, where the chief priests, scribes, and elders confront Jesus in the temple and demand to know by what authority he acts. Now let me tell you what these readings are really saying, and let it land in you deeply. The religious leaders approach Jesus with a question that sounds reasonable on its surface, but is in truth the oldest trap in the world. By what authority are you doing these things? Who gave you this authority? They wanted a name, an institution, an external credential they could verify or deny. They were looking outside for permission, for rank, for a hierarchy they could recognize and argue about. This is how the human mind so often operates. It wants its power ratified by something it can see and touch and hold in its hands. But Jesus would not play that game. And hear me on this, he did not refuse because he lacked an answer. He refused because the answer could not be given on those terms. The authority by which he acted was not granted by any council, any lineage, any human institution. It was the authority of I am. It was the Father within him, the living presence that needs no external endorsement, because it is the source of all things. You cannot explain I am to those who will only accept a human certificate. The question itself is already wrong. So Jesus asked them in return, was John's baptism of heavenly origin or of human origin? And there is the whole matter laid bare, heavenly or human, within or without. That is always the real question. The religious leaders would not answer. Not because they didn't know, but because they were entirely oriented toward the outside world. They calculated consequences. They feared the crowd. They weighed opinion against opinion. This is what it looks like to live without an inner authority. You are always at the mercy of other people's reactions, always calculating, never free. And so they said, we do not know. That was true in the deepest sense. They did not know. They had never gone within to find the one thing worth knowing. Now hear Jude's word, for it is the answer to all of this. Build yourselves up, he says, in your most holy faith, not in doctrines handed down by external institutions alone, not in the approval of the crowd. Build yourselves up in faith, in the assumption of the thing you desire as already so, in the inner words spoken before the evidence appears. Pray in the Holy Spirit, go within into that still place where you speak your desire into being, where consciousness touches its own creative power, where the wish fulfilled is felt as real. Keep yourselves in the love of God. Stay in the awareness that you are not abandoned, that I am is your source, your strength, your sustaining presence. Jude lived this, and he is urging you to live it now. And Psalm 63 is the cry of the soul that has not yet turned fully within. My soul thirsts like the earth, parched, lifeless, and without water. This is the condition of any person looking to the world to fill what only God can fill. But the psalmist turns. He gazes toward the sanctuary, and what is the sanctuary? It is within you, and there he finds it. As with the riches of a banquet shall my soul be satisfied. That fullness does not come from anything granted by the outside world. It comes the moment you turn within and find I am already there, already sufficient, already the living water. So here is your practice today. Go within. Find the question you have been waiting for someone outside of you to answer, the longing you have been hoping the world will finally satisfy. Let I am answer it. Speak the word in the Holy Spirit in that quiet, interior place. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let it be real within you before it is visible without. This is the authority Jesus exercised. This is the authority Jude urges you to build. This is the authority no chief priest, no scribe, no fear, and no crowd can ever take from you. Until tomorrow, I love you.